Good morning and welcome to Ask the Expert, an award-winning daily series from 8:30 to 9 a.m. to help small businesses. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments of the live feed. If you also need any more advice, you can join our official Intuit QuickBooks SMB community group on Facebook, where the accountants and business experts are on hand 24/7. During this live session, we will be running a poll, so please do engage with it, and I'll reveal the results at the end. My name is Eva Mrazikova, and I am accountancy market specialist for Iris Software Group, and I'm also a licensed accountant under the AAT. During my working life, I have been working with businesses and with the accountancy firms to help them to achieve better efficiencies, to help them to get the best out of the technology, reviewing processes, kind of trying to work smarter rather than harder. Obviously, I'm experienced in all specific accountancy functions. This is payroll, V80, bookkeeping. I was involved in digital onboarding of many businesses, which I really enjoy. So kind of anything digital, please sign me up. Before I will draw down to our topic of today, I just wanted to make sure that you guys are up to date with all the changes. So I'm going to recap a little bit. So in terms of the furlough, I'm sure most of you did already hear, but just to clarify, the job retention scheme, the furlough, ended on the 30th of September. The last claims, the deadline to put the claims through is the 14th of October. So make sure if you had any employees on furlough, whether full furlough or flexible furlough, that you apply, because that is the cut-off date. Also, the self-employment support scheme is now closed. So the grant number 5, which the deadline was again 30th of September. We had also V80 rate changes. So the reduced rate of 5% that has been extended by 6 months is ended in September, and this reduced rate is replaced with another reduced rate of 12.5%. So this applies mainly to hospitality industry. So make sure if this applies to your business that you are using the correct rate for your business. The last thing, as you probably already heard, there is a change in national insurance contributions. So from the April 2022, the national insurance rates will increase by 1.25%. This is to support or to kind of give extra funding for health and social care. And then from April 2023, this will be replaced by proper health and social care levy element. And you will be able to see exactly this levy on your payslip as a separate line. Also, the dividend tax rates will rise by 1.25%, again, to fund the same. So any dividend earnings of about £2,000, this increase is going to apply to. So this is just a quick recap. When I was thinking about today's topic, I kind of thought this is very interesting one. And because I'm an accountant and still working with clients, but also working with the accountants, this topic often meets me or finds me. And I very often think about if the technology is going to, or it already did, if it can replace the accountant. So we'll discuss, and then you can make up your own mind. So what technology can do for you? Technology can help you to be more efficient. Technology can help you to avoid paper. So it can help you to go paperless when you're taking pictures, storing all your data on the cloud. So you don't need to be carrying paper files with you. Also, technology can be quite a flexible thing for you because you are able to access the data from anywhere, anytime, kind of giving you the flexibility. With this goes, obviously, that it's easily accessible. Again, as long as you have internet connection, you can access, for example, your QuickBooks subscription, your QuickBooks data from any time. And depending on how up-to-date you are, it's giving you fairly accurate, real-time, up-to-date information. So this is kind of what technology can do for you. And in terms of technology, let's talk about kind of your digital software, digital record keeping. So say, for example, like we have QuickBooks as a record keeping, bookkeeping tool. But I'm of the opinion, and there is old saying that says, shovel doesn't dig you a hole. What I mean, if I use it as an analogy for this, is that the QuickBooks license or any software digital record keeping license doesn't make accountant out of you. Accountants have to study very hard and for many years, and they keep learning all the time. In our profession, we never stop learning. And what you are getting with the accountant, it's not only the years of qualifications and educations that you are getting, but you also getting years and years of experience. So you getting much more than just somebody who can add up the figures. So what accountant can help you or can do with your business? Tax planning, very important part of kind of your communication with your accountant in terms of where is the best to buy piece of machinery, where is the best, when is the best to invest, should you postpone, and so on. Accountant will be able to see kind of the full picture. Sometimes you as a business are facing critical decisions. Maybe somebody wants to buy you out. Maybe you need to sell the business. Accountant can be very useful in this process to advise you, to help you what is the right thing for you to do. Also, in terms of software, so we have this beautiful piece of software, such as QuickBooks. We have this new subscription added. But if you are non-accountant, you will not be able to set it up as properly as the accountant. The software is very decent, but if you want to take it to another level, you really need your accountant to help you and make sure that everything is set up properly and that you can read the information accurately and quickly as you need. Also, accountants are very helpful when it comes to your business plan, loan application, grants applications. Usually, actually, those institutions are requesting signed copy of your latest accounts, for example, from the accountant, because if you just run reports from QuickBooks as it is, it doesn't mean they are correct, or there might be some adjustments needed to that. So accountant is really kind of putting the stamp on the information, validation the information for the bank or for the institution. Also, don't forget when you are maybe trying to set up a business, or you already are in the business and you are trying to scale up, accountant can be a very useful kind of friend for you in terms of they'll be able to advise you in terms of your cost, how much margin maybe you need to be able to make to survive or to be successful, how to scale up, because there are many businesses who maybe grow very quickly, very fast, but they don't have the funds. It's called overtrading. So the accountants can help you, and they usually foresee that this might happen, that this would happen. So going to the question in our topic, can technology replace your accountant? I would definitely say no. Technology can enhance the relationship that you have with your accountant. This relationship will be much more meaningful and much more what you need it to be. But I don't see in any near future that the technology or piece of digital software will be able to replace the accountant. So make sure that you find a good accountant and you have a good relationship with them, because they'll support you on your business journey. I see already some questions, so I'm going to start taking the questions. And thank you all so much for tuning in and taking the time to post a question. So the first one is from Harris on Facebook Messenger. Speaking of tech replacing accountants, well, I've never used one. My business is under V80 threshold, so I've always felt confident doing bookkeeping in QuickBooks myself. When should I get an accountant, and what have I been missing out on? Harris, are you trying me out with the first question? Hopefully you have a lovely morning. Well, thank you. And yes, you are raising few valid points there that because you are under the V80 threshold, you are able to kind of do the books yourself. Well, I would have to look at your situation, but believe me, I have people coming. I recently took on the client that they very digital, tech savvy, and they've been doing sole trader. They've been doing keeping their records up to date themselves, doing the tax return. But kind of he wanted to verify or validate whether what he's doing is right. And you know what? We were able to save him some extra money after I reviewed the tax returns, because of my knowledge and my experience, he was able to claim extra expenses that weren't written in black and white. But from my experience as an accountant, I was able to advise him on further efficiencies. So no matter how good you are, if you are not accountant and you don't have years of experience or education, you will never see as much into your business figures as the accountant. It's the same. Like if your car breaks and you think you go on YouTube and trying to see, okay, how I'm going to fix it, but you will never be able to fix it as if you bring it to the garage. Accountants are highly skilled professionals as any other professions. So what you have been missing out on, maybe there are some tax efficiencies that maybe you didn't take advantage of. Maybe in terms of your future plans, maybe you're not getting the best out of your business. There's always something that the accountant can bring into the relationship, because they are the professional. They are, we as accountants, we are speaking to many businesses on a daily basis. We see so many different scenarios and so many different things happening. So we act not only on kind of something that we learned when we studied, but we act on the experience as well. And you can never replace that. So that would be my answer. And it's good that you are confident in doing bookkeeping, and QuickBooks is a fabulous piece of software. But really, to take it to the next level, you could use accountant to help you to get there more efficiently, more quickly, easier. Hopefully this answered your questions, that what you've been missing out on. It can be very specific and depends on other circumstances. But definitely, if you never had accountant, I think it would be worthwhile for you to find one and have a good conversation with them. Camille on Twitter, DM. From your examples, there is a lot of strategy that accountants could input on. I don't currently work that way with my accountant. Should I? And if yes, how could they help me? Camille, thank you. And this is an interesting question as well, because no accountant is the same. And I believe any strategy the accountant kind of chooses, they always act in the best interest of their clients. There might be that the accountant isn't as tech savvy, isn't as kind of engaging. You are kind of in this relationship with your accountant. So this relationship has to work for both sides. If there is something more that you would like to see or get from your accountant, then speak to them. Communication, it's like with any relationship, you need to communicate your needs and your expectations. So it's not the same. And maybe your accountant thinks that this is okay because you never in touch, you're not asking. But maybe if you would approach them and ask, you might be surprised, they will be able to help you. And this is all for you guys who are maybe even trying to look for the accountant. Look at them, what they do. A lot of it is kind of word of mouth and others people experience, because you will find the perfect fit, and one accountant doesn't have to suit you, but it will suit your friend. That's why it's kind of the diversity, which is a beauty in it, that you will find the best fit for you. It's the same as I said, in any relationship. But I think definitely the accountant will be beneficial to your professional relationship. So engage with them, Camille. I would recommend or encourage you to engage with them and tell them, this is what I would like to do. Can you help me? What are the options? And so on. So definitely good luck with that. Louis on Instagram DM. Most of the grants and loans for COVID still have now ended. What sort of support is still available? Any alternatives? I'm thinking my business might need more support for the next 6 months at least. Hi, Louis, and thank you. This is quite recurrent theme that we hear from the businesses. So obviously the official grants, as you said, they ended, but I would encourage you to look at your local council level. There are some localized funds and grants that you might be able to get. Obviously, there are always conditions attached to it, but I would look at your local council website. They are kind of running fixed dates applications where you can apply for certain grants. Also, speak to your bank if you have difficulties funding your business and maybe you paying some loans back. Speak to them, or maybe if you need to top up the loan. Obviously, this has to be very sensitively done, because if you don't foresee any much of extra income in your business, it'll be difficult to put a case for maybe increasing of your loan. What I would advise you, and I've mentioned on those series before, probably go through your business as it is now and have a look at all your spendings, money coming out. Are they all necessary for you to be able to go on in your business? Are there any savings that you can make? Some things might not be even obvious, but believe me, if you look maybe twice, or maybe engage your accountant as well, they might be seeing the things that you don't see. And also in terms of the income, I don't know what trade you are in, but is there any opportunity to maybe pivot a little bit to get another stream of income? Sometimes it's not really obvious, but again, this is if you are kind of on your own, facing this on your own, you might not be aware of all that's happening around you. So I would encourage you to approach a accountant professional to help you maybe to see the things from different sides. So yeah, it's still going to be a very, very tricky time for many businesses. So the business owners will have to be creative. And yes, I don't envy you, to be honest with you, but hopefully you'll be able to get through this. If you need help, or please reach out to me as well if I can help in any way. But kind of keep going, but keep being curious, keep trying to discover new ways of doing things. So kind of don't be doing the same. If you're not getting any different results, try to be innovative. But again, share this problem half. So if you speak to someone about it, it might be easier for you. And wish you the best of luck. Annabelle on Instagram DM. I started a small shop on Etsy about 5 years ago, and ever since the lockdown, it's really taken off. How can I now create a real brand out of it? I'm having a hard time planning a growth strategy. Do you have any tips? Annabelle, well, first of all, well done. It's not a small thing that you have done. So congratulations on that front. How can I create a real brand out of it? So I think this might be that kind of your success is outgrowing you as a person, as your business. So I would definitely seek out accountant and seek out maybe designer helps. The designer, I mean somebody, the type of the designer that designs logo, branding, and talk to them about your business and what your plans are, so they can help you with the creation of the brand. When you're talking about the growth strategy, you need to sit down and you need to review where did you get here, how did you get here so far, and what are your plans. So when you're saying growth strategy, it means you're planning maybe you'll be selling more, so but you'll need to be buying more as well then. So you need to kind of write your monthly, quarterly, 6-monthly business plan where you plug all the figures in terms of expected income, but also in terms of expected expenses, to see what level of growth or scaling up is feasible, what you can afford. Obviously, that's going to depend on how much money you have in the bank, how much assets you own, and so on. So again, I would urge you to seek a professional accountant that can help you, to guide you through the steps. It's not an easy thing for yourself on your own to plan a growth strategy. And sometimes, because we are in something, we get quite narrow vision. So what I would recommend, definitely somebody looking from outside with a bit more objectivity that can help you to do this. But this is beginning of something really exciting, I feel, and make sure you stay in touch with us to maybe keep us posted on your next journey, because this seems quite exciting. But I would recommend you reach out for help. Don't do this on your own if you can. And the best of luck with that. Georgia on Facebook Messenger. My partner and I are about to move in together, but we're both sole traders, and I'm concerned that we will soon both be using the same residential and business address. At the moment, we're planning on sharing an office within the house, but should I look to rent an office space elsewhere to separate our businesses so we don't appear to be joined in any way? Well, Georgia, this is an interesting question. Now, if you moved in together, I don't see a reason why you can't. If you're both sole traders, if you can both work from home, so you're going to use the share space. Especially in this day and age, if you do not need to rent an office. I would advise you not to rent. Obviously, this comes down to your living arrangement and how efficiently can you both work from home. How, are you going to disturb each other, or is it quite seamless? Can you be maybe in different rooms and so on? So this all will play the part. If you have only one room available and say both of you need to talk all the time, might not be the best idea. So you need to kind of look at that. When it comes to claiming, obviously you just need to be truthful with when you're doing your tax return. So if you only sharing half of the cost, so you're going to kind of claim only the half of the cost. So just kind of using your common sense, really. Because probably if you would seek out any rental office, your cost would be much higher than if you are in the same living space. But again, that comes down to what type of business you're doing, how you have to appear for your clients, whether you just work or you on the video and so on. So it's a bit specific, but I wouldn't just to appear not to be joined in any way. I don't think I would go to that hassle. If it's comfortable and okay for you to both work from the same space, then and just be truthful whenever you are reporting your expenses. So it's a shared cost. So you just claim the half or whatever you agreed to do. Hopefully this answers your question, Georgia. Safia on Twitter DM. I started running my own small business last year, and I'm not sure how much income I should be setting aside for taxes and emergency savings. Hi, Safia. It's a very good question, very frequently asked by my clients as well. Yes, the first and important thing is to realize the money, when you are sole trader or self-employed, the money you are getting in, it's not all your money, because you have to pay taxes and expenses out of it. So it's not your net income like when you are employed. So in terms of the taxes and national insurance, I always try kind of to recommend if they can put aside about 1/3 of the income, 25-30% at least. It might be a little bit, maybe sometimes a bit of an overkill, because you're going to have expenses that you set off, so then you just pay tax on the profit. But I think if you can afford to put aside that amount, it'll help you to be more secure. And even if you have like some emergency things that you need to buy or something breaks and so on. So I would probably go from your invoices about 25-30% if you can set aside. If not, put aside as much as you can, obviously. But if you have any say into it, I would do that. Certainly, that's what I would have been doing when I was self-employed. So just so to make sure that you are giving yourself a bit of a breathing space if something bad will happen or something goes wrong, so that you can fund this. And also, in terms of your tax bill, then you have just money there, so you just pay it. So it's not affecting you then as much. The worst thing is to spend all the money that you get, and then when it comes to your tax bill, or say the car breaks or your fridge breaks or something, you don't have any funds left. So always try to put some things aside. And I like the way that you're actually thinking about it, which is great. And good luck with everything. Alex on YouTube, do I need to get my accounts checked by an accountant at the end of the year once I have electronically recorded them? Well, Alex, it's up to you. I definitely would advise you that you do. Obviously, you're trying to do as much as you can on your QuickBooks or on your digital record keeping, which means that the accountant will have to do, hopefully, less work, because sometimes, guys, you wouldn't believe, the public can be very creative when it comes to the record keeping. Again, shovel doesn't dig you a hole. So It doesn't mean if you have a piece of record keeping software that you are automatically becoming an accountant. So there are smart way of doing things and recording things. I would, especially if you are at the beginning of your business or you never had your figures checked, I would encourage you to reach out to the accountant, because they'll be able to tell you straight away and advise you, even if you don't want to use them long term in the future, but at least they will give you pointers what to do, in terms, for example, what is the tool, what is the material, what is the cost of sale, and so on. Because again, if you are not accountant, you don't know enough in many cases to record things properly. And good luck finding a good one. This is already 9 o'clock, guys, and just the time flew. So I'm going to announce the poll results. So we have asked you, has technology replaced your need for an accountant completely? 10% of you said yes, and 90% answered no. I'm so happy to see that. Yes, I don't think in any near future or even more distant future, the technology will replace the accountant. The accountant will still have a valid place in your business, and they will help you to grow and be successful in your business. Thank you all so much. The time flew very quickly. So thank you. I really enjoyed taking questions from you. If you have any more questions, please get in touch with myself on LinkedIn. You'll find me under my name, Eva Mrazikova. And coming up on Ask the Expert tomorrow is Anne-Marie Martin, founder and franchisor of Didi Dance, funky preschool dance classes for boys and girls across the UK. Tune in to find out how you can use social media channels such as TikTok to find your future customers. A reminder that if you need any more advice, please join our official Intuit QuickBooks SMB community group on Facebook, where the accountants and business experts are on hand 24/7. I have really enjoyed answering your questions. Wishing you a great, fabulous, successful week, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.